Hey, I'm finally going to share with you how I made my album holder for my Graphic 45 Seasons albums. If you remember, I made 4 different albums and I set them on top of my stand. So I guess it's like a book holder, book stand. So I know a few have asked for me to share how I made this, so I'm going to take the time tonight and share with you exactly how I did it. And it's super easy, and all you're going to need is 2 pieces of 12 by 12 paper that matches your chipboard, and you're going to need I can't remember. I believe I got it done with, I did. I used 1 sheet of chipboard on this one. So let me move this out of the way. And again, let me show you what we're going to make here real quick. One more time. So you can gather what I'm doing here. All right. So this is my holder that holds all 4 of my seasons, Graphic 45 Seasons, 45 Seasons albums, mini albums that I made. Okay. All right. I lost one of my, okay, that one goes in the, oh, this one goes in my autumn one. Oh, there it is. Those are my little tags. Let me put that back in there. Okay. So, let me move that out of the way. All right. So, 2 pieces of your cardstock, and you want to get your scoreboard out, and you want to score both pieces at a 1/2 inch all the way across. So you want to score it at 1/2, at 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4 on down. So just bring it down and score it all the way down. So there's 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and all the way across. Then what I do is we're making our strips to hold our cardstock or our chipboard together. So what I do then is, this is 12 by 12. So I come in and I line it up with the 11 mark on my cutter and then just cut. So I've got 1-inch strips. All right, and that's what you're going to do with both sheets. And that's getting your prep ready. So it makes it a lot easier to get this done ahead of time. And even if you don't use all of them, save them, because the next time you do something with chipboard and you're making a box or anything that's 3D, you will always use them, okay? And, you know, I have black ones, I have blue ones, now I'm going to have craft ones, so I just hang on to them, because you never know when you're going to need them, and then I'm not wasting my paper either. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there just so I can show you, all right? So we have lots of strips here, lots and lots of strips, okay? Then what you want to do, and I'm thinking now, I might have used like 1.5 chipboard pieces now that I look at it. So what I did was I cut my chipboard by 6 by 6, okay? 6 across, right down the middle. Then I cut the first 6 at 7. So you want a piece 6 by 7. And then the bottom one, you want to cut that as well, 6 by 7. So you're going to have 2 pieces that are 6 by 7. You're going to have 2 pieces, and you can use this off your scraps from the 1 piece. You need 2 pieces that are 4.5 by 7. All right. And then I might have used scraps on this, but if you can, you're going to need 2 pieces that are 4.5 by 6. And then the last 2 pieces are 1.5 by 7, and you need 2 of those. So you're going to have 2 1.5 by 7s, 2 4.5 by 6, 2 4.5 by 7, and 2 6 by 7. So here's what you want to do. Now, because my albums were 3 inches, but spines, all 4 of my albums had a 3-inch spine, I had to make this larger than 12 inches in order for it the books to fit in there without being so snug because of all the embellishments that I had on the front. So I'm making my book holder 14 inches across, 6 wide. Okay, so what you're going to do is I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to just cut it right in half. Well, I guess I'd better put it at 6, huh? Right in half at 6. So I've got 2 of these that are 6 inches each now. And this is really super easy, and it really goes faster than you think when you start creating these. So I'm going to miter my corners just for I like the cleaner look with the mitered corners. And I'm not taking a whole lot off, as you can see. Just a sliver there. Alright. So what I want to do is I want to bring these 2 pieces together. Alright. So I'm going to use art glitter glue. Now you can use score tape. I have done this both ways. And art glitter glue holds just as well as the score tape. I have created numerous things that I just use the glue and not the score tape, and it saves a lot of money because score tape can get expensive. So I'm just going to butt this right up to the fold, all right, or the crease, and then I'm going to butt this one up, and I'm going to make sure they're even, line them up both evenly, all right. Turn it over, and I'm taking my bone folder and I'm giving it a good going over so I can make sure it's down completely. Then you're going to take your other 6-inch piece, and this one, the first one we did the glue inside the valley. This one we're doing the glue on the mountainside. So what I do is I'm going to line this right up with that seam. And varnish it down. Alright. And there you go. I've got my 7 by 12 or 6 by 14. 6 by 14. So next you want to get your 4.5 by 7, and again cut your 1 strip. You need 2 at 4.5, and you're going to do the same thing with these as I did with the 6 by 7. So go ahead and fold it over on your crease, your score line. And we're going to add these 2 together. This is going to be your back. And once you get paper on this, once you get it built and you add your design paper, you will never know that these 2 pieces are joined together. So we're going to do the same thing with this. We're going to put the glue or adhesive on our valley, in our valley. And I do that by just lining these up right next to the score line. And this one lining this up next to the score line. Flip it over. Give it a good going over. Flip it back over. And see, without that extra support, it's still kind of wobbly. So once you do add this one, it's going to give it a sturdy, make it more sturdy. All right. So this one, we're putting our adhesive on our mountainside. And again, just line it up with that your seam. And sometimes you have to do one side and then do the other. You can just put adhesive on the one side, put it on so it's, you know, it's centered, and then come back and put the glue on the other side or adhesive on the other side. Okay, so there's our back, there's our base. Now we're going to do our sides. Okay, next. Okay, so we're going to add these two together. I had to stop and think how I did this. So this is, again, 14 inches long. Our strips are only 12, so I'm cutting 2 at 7 inches. And again, save your little pieces. Don't throw those away. You will realize how handy they come in because you may be able to use them. So I'm cutting 2 at 7 inches long, and I'm going to score them over. Okay, so it doesn't matter what side I'm on. I'm just going to put adhesive on one side of this. And I'm going to just match this in here. And again, bringing it right up, not right on the score line, but just a little bit from the score line. All right, you want to varnish this down. And then you want to do the other one. So you're going to have, you can make them a little bit longer so that they overlap, but this works just as well when they're just a 7 by 7. All right. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add glue on my second side. And I'm going to take my back piece. Now, when I put this on, I'm not going to butt it right up. I'm going to leave a little bit of a room between the two. The reason for this is I want it to be able to bend. All right, so match it up. And if you're wondering how much, I'm actually just doing one, that a space as thick as one piece of chipboard. So it just goes right in there. Okay, I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to give it a good burnishing. Make sure those are down, good solid. Okay, now we're going to need 2 more. Cut it 7. I think I'm going to go 7 1/4 on these because I want a little bit of an overlap, just to reinforce the middle a little bit more. So again, you're going to burn it. Score it over, fold it over on the score, miter your corners, and as you can see, I'm just using my hands to score it over. Okay, now this one we're going to put glue on the mountain side, but we're only going to do one side. Okay. And I'm going to line it up. So I'm going to make my corners meet here on the end here. Make sure my corners are even. And I'm going to do the same with this. Now I did cut these a little bit longer, so they're going to overlap here, which is all right. Which is going to give me more stability there in the middle. Okay, so take your glue and do your next other side of your mountain fold. Take your glue, and I use glue, and if you're using score tape, you can still do this. Add a little bit glue down in the middle of that, and it's just going to help that grab that and give it a little bit more stability there. Added some strength. Okay, add this one on here. Okay, now it should be able to fold up, and that's what you want. You want it to be able to, that's why you're leaving that gap, so it will have the room to fold up. Be a little bit bendable, okay? Well, good? All right. Now, before we do the sides, we need to mark. So, you want to mark from the bottom, the width of your 1.5 inch boards. And this is probably the hardest part of the whole project, was this right here. Our next thing. So, okay. Now, oops. Okay. So, we want to mark this at 1 inch. So you want the front side at 1.5 and the back side at 1 inch. And the reason for this is, I will show you here in a minute. When you add your sides on, you want this to tilt back a little. So you're going to glue it. When we add it to this, we're going to glue it, add it at an angle. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know how else to show you here. Let me see. I can do it this way. So your back's going to be at 1, and when you attach it, and your front's going to be at 1.5. So it's going to give you an angle. All right. All right. So what I do first is, these are 6 inches each, so we need 2 6-inch ones. And I'm going to attach it first to the back. Then I will attach the bottom. Okay, so let's go ahead and now make sure that when you're attaching it, your 1 inch mark is on the back side here. So let me move this up so you can see it. So my 1 inch is here, and my 1.5 is here. So when I do this and I put it up, this is going to come up, and this is going to be more down. Okay, it's going to have like an arch to it. So go ahead and do both. Okay. So Valley. The side you want your adhesive on. And I'm just going to line. Okay, you don't want 6-inch ones. You only want 4.5. Aha. I'm going to save this. We may have a little oopsies here when I do this, because when I did the other one, I just fiddled with it until I got what I wanted. So, and sometimes there is no rhyme or reason to what I do at times. So, trying to do a tutorial, I was like, oh, okay, we'll do it. Okay. All right, this is the side with the 1 inch. I want the 1.5 inch up on my other side. So I'm going to put those in there. And again, you want to leave a little bit of space between the two of them. So you want to be able to move it. Make sure, burnish these down really, really good. Okay. Now let's do the other. I'm going to do glue in the middle, right down the middle of that. And I'm going to do, and this has to be 4.5. Before I do anything, before I put glue on it, let me cut it to 4.5. Okay, glue is going to be on your mountain side. I sure hope I'm in the camera. I forget that I'm not always in the camera, so. Alright. Just line it up and then burnish it down. Make sure that it's good. And okay. I'm going to turn it around and do the other side. And again, we want the 1 inch on the next to this, the 1.5 mark up here. All right. So let me go ahead and cut these both down to 4.5, since I originally cut them at 6. This one we're going to do on the valley, in the valley, because it's going to go underneath. And again, line it up so you're not over the top and you're even with the bottom. When you put this one on, you don't want to snug it right up close. You want to leave a little bit of space in between there. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. And I am eyeballing it, so I tend to do that a lot. So, but if you have any questions, you know, you're not real sure what I'm doing here, don't hesitate to email me, message me, post a comment, and tag me, and I will be more than glad to help you do yours. Okay, so we're going to put glue down the middle of this. You don't need a whole lot. And then the glue on your mountain sides. Okay, and then just line it up right in there. flip this over. I'm going to go back and burnish these down again. Okay. Here comes the fun part. Okay, here's our sides, all right? All right, now. Oh, I think I may have just done this wrong. Oh, Jackie. And I did. Darn it. All right. Well, I definitely made a boo-boo, so we're going to fix this boo-boo. Because this should not have been. I shouldn't have attached this. Sorry. Okay. First big boo-boo. Don't, when you do start out, okay, just trim this off. Okay. All I'm doing here is cutting off the extra paper that from where I torn off. I'm not cutting the chipboard, I'm just cutting the paper. Alright. Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. You're going to take your two 4.5 by 7 pieces, add them together. You're going to add your side pieces on here, okay? Just like I did here. Just got done finished doing. One of the reasons why you're glad you cut extra strips, if you make mistakes like I just did, I have to use more. Okay. Sure. Let me take a minute to recollect myself and I'll be right back. Okay, friends, let's see if I can do this right. And again, I apologize. So what we're needing to do is cut you 2 strips at 6 inches. All right. Actually, you're going to need 4, 2 for each side. So go ahead and cut your 4 up while you've got your cutter out. So I've got my 4 there. All right, so I'm going to put 2 on the side. I'm going to take 1, score it over. Like I said, I kind of did this a hit and miss when I made mine. I probably should have wrote it down as I was doing it, but I didn't think that far in advance. So here's what you're going to do. You've got your 1-inch mark and you've got your 1.5-inch mark. You're going to line this up at the bottom with your 1 inch and then the top at your 1.5. So as you can see, you've got a slight angle there. All right. So you're going to do this on the mountainside. You want to do your glue on the mountainside. I'm going to do the top part. And I'm wondering now if I did the bottom first, but I'm going to go with this. So I'm lining it up, my bottom at the 1 and my top at the 1.5. Okay, obviously that wasn't going to hold. So let's put some more glue on it. And again, bear with me here. It'll be so much easier when you do it because you'll see all my boo-boos. So, lining it up there. Right there. Gotta go ahead and get my other one ready. Turn this around for you. And we're going to do this one. So, you're going to have to hold it a little bit until it just, that glue, if you're using liquid adhesive, until it grabs it. Okay, so that's the way it's going to look. Alright, so now I'm going to do the back. So I'm going to cut 2 7 1/4, 7 1/4, about 7 1/8, 7 1/4. I'm going to cut mine at 7 1/4 because I want it to overlap. So we're going to do the back. And I'm going to turn this upside down and do the back, or underneath first. Alright, I'm going to do this. Do that side first. So you are going to want your glue on your mountain side, or your adhesive, if you're using score tape. Okay. And I'm trying to burnish that in. I know I'm taking it out of the camera, view of the camera. So I'm trying to keep it at the 1 inch. So let's go ahead and do the other side. Like I said before, this is the hardest part right here. coming apart over here, so I'm going to add some more glue on here. Just make sure you go back over it, make sure everything's burnished down and it's holding it good. All right. I got this up a little bit too high. That's all right. Okay. Now, I'm going to add glue in my seam, along my seam here. Because I definitely need more hold. Two more at 7 1/4. And put it right up there. Whoops. I'm just putting my glue on the mountainside, and I'm going to put it up in there. Okay, where did my Where did it go? Oh, right here on the floor. Alright, so I'm going to put the glue here. Just kind of secure it a little bit more for me. These are 6-inch ones. And we already cut those, so they're sitting over here. Okay, got my glue. And I'm going to just put that in there. Now, if you feel like this is still not sturdy enough, you can put another strip on top of this, but I wouldn't go more than 2. And I'm going to do that on the bottom because I'm just not liking the way this bottom one is sitting. So. Alright. Just going to give me a little bit of extra strength on there. This one just seems to be a little bit weaker on this side for some reason. Probably because I pulled it apart, moved it around way too many times. Alright, and now let's go back over to this side and do this one. And I'm just burnishing it down really good. I know I'm out of the camera view. there you go. There is your shelf. Now, it's not done because you want to finish all the corners, the rough edges on it. So, what I did was, I'm going to go back and make sure all my, I've got enough glue on all these that they're laying down, just to be on the safe side. So I found one that just pulled apart again. Okay. All right. You get it in? All right. So I've gotten 2 more. Oops. Oh, I have that one out. That's my chipboard one. I'm not giving that clean cut, obviously. All right. So I need to cut a few more of these because I didn't cut all of them like I suggested to you. So that was 5, 4, 3, 2, and then the 1. Okay. So I need to cut 2. I just really got that one off. Two of them at 7 1/4. I'm going to go 7 on this one because I don't really want the overlap on this. So, okay. And I'm only going to miter one side now. One side, because I'm going to do the edges. I don't want the middle to be mitered. So you're going to put these on, your adhesive on your the valley side of your strip. Okay. And just put it on the top. And I just take my bone folder and make sure I go over it. Okay. Again, just on one side, I'm going to miter it. I did put just the glue on one side of this, and the reason for that is I want to make sure that when I do this, I have it's really tight. So now I'm going to turn this over and put glue here. Okay, I want to do the same down here. Again, I'm only going to miter one side. Okay. Bring this over here. Yes, sir.
Are you able to pause this?
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, be right back. For the interruption. Let's see, what am I doing? Okay, what we want to do now is we want to add the support down here that's going to give support to the middle. So you've got your two pieces that are 1.5 by 7. Go ahead and using your scraps, join the two together. And I know I had some scraps here. Okay. When you do these, you do not want a gap between them. You want them to butt up to one another. All right. Gonna need 2 more of your 7 1/4 or 7 by 7-inch ones. And I am only going to do, I am only putting glue or adhesive on one side. And I'm going to do both of them. I'm only mitering one end too, so that way my middle one will be solid. And they should meet side by side. A little bit too much on there. All right. Fold them over. And nice and creased. Make sure you have enough glue on them. And okay. Something is not right with mine. That one's not a 7-inch. When I cut my chipboard, they're not 7 inches long. So I need to cut 2 more chip pieces of chipboard. This is not my night to be making a video. Alright, let me cut 2 more of these chipboards. Bear with me just a second. Okay, so I've got a scrap chipboard. Oops. Interesting. Go this way. So mine's coming up to be 7 3/8. So I need to cut my chipboard a little bit different. So since I got this one going here, probably shouldn't have cut the 7 inches. Okay. It's one piece. That one is 7 1/16. Cut this piece now. And again, I apologize for all the mistakes and boo-boos tonight. I mean, this is not my normal self, but when you're trying to create something without really having a pattern, this is what happens. You just kind of wing it as you go. Right, so I want that one there. I want this there. right there. We'll see how that works. Okay, let's try this again. And how I'm measuring this is another way. I just bring it up here and then fold it over and then cut it. Only because I'm too lazy to get my cutter over here. Okay, I'm just going to miter one edge. So let's go ahead and put our glue or our adhesive on both sides. And again, butt them right up to one another. So the side Let me measure this now. And I'm just a wee bit over. Perfect. Okay. All right, let's try this again. I'm going to miter the one edge. And you should be cutting your strips 7 by 7 because mine are is on off. The way I glued mine together, I am doing it a little bit. I'm just adding one long strip, and then I'm going to piece the smaller one together, just so I know I've got the right length. Did not believe I did that, but I did. Okay. Trying to find a piece long enough now that's going to work, and this is going to work. This is going to work right here. let's try this again. Add your glue. Alright, and line it up. Okay, now you need Alright, so I've cut a little piece here that's going to line these, hold these two together. Do the other side. Now we want to do underneath here. You want to reinforce it here, just like we've done on all the other seams. And I am going to piece mine because I have run out of long strips because I've made so many mistakes. So, but you want to cut yours to the length, 2 lengths. Make it 2 even pieces. Okay, now you want to do the inside of your corners right here. And if you have it sticking over the top just a little bit, go ahead and snip it off so it's even. Okay, so now we have nice smooth corners on all of it. And even if these don't match line up, you're going to cover it with paper, so you're going to only see the edge of it. Now you want to go ahead and do the front and the top of the sides and the bottom of the side. So I'm going to do the bottom. And I cut this one. I didn't trim it right, so I'm just going to come up here and snip it off right there. Only because I don't want to cut another sheet of cardstock. I am piecing mine, but you can piece it because it's not. You're not going to be able to tell once you put paper on. You're not going to tell at all. Okay, so let's do this part here. Okay, I want to do the bottom of this right here. and the two bottom sides and the bottom back. So with that being said, I do need to, I think I do need to cut more paper, unfortunately. I need to cut more strips, so. Get my sides done here. To the front. Clean off my glue cap. All right. And again, on peace of mind, I don't think you're going to be able to tell once I get my pattern paper on there. And if you can, I'm okay with it because I'm not really using this one. This one's just going to be as a prototype to show you how to do it. So, really, you can't tell. I mean, you've got a couple of strips, but I don't think once I put the paper on there, you'd be able to tell. Okay, so there you go. Now, I do still have to do the back here. I do need to cut another strip, so let me get that. I think I have some scrap paper. I do. All right. All right. I think I'm going to have to clean my cap here for a moment. Okay. Much better. Get rid of some of these pieces here. Clean up my mess a little bit. I just need to cut a little small piece off here. Sorry, I need to. Obviously, I let this sit too long and it got clogged up in there. I wasn't putting the cap back on like I should have been. Get this gunk out of here. Mm. All right. Okay. So, I have all 4 sides done on the bottom. Of course, that one right there. I have all 3 sides, front and back. Everything is nice and covered. Again, double check. Just go around and double check if you're using a liquid adhesive to make sure it's all stayed down. And it's ready now. You can cover this with your designer paper to match the albums that you want to use it for. So there you go. Again, I apologize for all the boo-boos, errors I made. Thanks for having patience with me. And again, if you attempt to make this and you have questions, don't hesitate to shoot me a message, post, tag me on a post, whatever. Email me. I will gladly try to help walk you through it. Again, thanks a lot.